What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld Podcast, and today we're going to be talking Week 9 of the NFL 2019 season, Cowboys versus the Giants. Now, for most of you guys that are Cowboy fans, we can continuously debate about this Dak Prescott situation. Obviously, the way it went into the half, that's not the way that you want your team to be playing. I think it was the most exciting thing was the black cat that came out on the field, bro. Dude was kind of fat, but I don't know who released it, but after that black cat came out on the field, at the Meadowlands, I don't know what happened to the Giants, but the biggest issue about the game, in my opinion, was, Danny Dimes, he just can't turn the ball over. If he doesn't turn the ball over, the Cowboys doesn't get that field position. They don't really start to get the momentum that was going on, because I know most of you guys that play fantasy football, whether it's money or whatever it is, you guys were like really, really aggravated that Amari Cooper, like he just couldn't hit Amari Cooper in the first half. Whatever, it just doesn't make any sense. Like wide open plays where he's hitting a post route, he got up on a streak, Dak just couldn't hit him. Second half, all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, 21 points goes up, and it's wild and everybody's happy, but it's those parts of the game where you're going to actually need Dak to make those plays when people are wide open that he just doesn't make those plays. Now, it's usually, they're getting blown out and he gets a lot of yards in garbage time. This time it wasn't the case. The game was close. He was able to, score when it was relatively close. The Giants kept it close for a while, but ultimately the defense for both teams, this is just a typical NFC East matchup. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's going to happen. It's like, the Giants play Philly, the Cowboys play Philly. We're not going to talk about the Redskins. They're not really doing anything, but this is the situation. I don't see how they're going to actually get over the hump. Looking at the sidelines at Jason Garrett, I don't think he understands what's going on most of the time. I'm not saying he doesn't understand football. Obviously, that'll be disrespectful. He didn't get where he is just because, Jerry Jones likes him. Well, maybe that's a lot of it. But, when you talk to people around the league and you hear certain things, Jason Garrett, supposedly he has a good offensive mind. It just doesn't really make sense that it takes them that long to kind of get into the groove of things. And you could blame Dak Prescott for a lot of the bad throws and stuff like that, but the O-line, for the most part, I think this was one of Zeke's first games where he actually looked like he was Zeke. So, maybe they're coming along and it's going to be like that, but this team is shaky. If we're being honest about it, the Cowboys are very, very shaky. You can't look at them and say, oh yeah, they're going to come out of the NFC. You got to still lean towards the undefeated 49ers right now for me. I don't think that if you match Dak up against that kind of pass rush, that he's going to make those plays against the 49ers defense. So you still got the Saints, which you guys keep reminding me, you Saint fans, you guys be going crazy with it. So you let me know, look, New Orleans is still there. But, the Packers losing the way that they did to the Chargers in this recent week, I don't really trust them anymore either with the way that it's going. But then again, that was a hellacious pass rush. So you kind of want to give, Aaron Rodgers a pass, but then you don't, because he's a veteran that's supposed to make something happen out of nothing. But if Danny Dimes doesn't make those mistakes that he makes, the pick, the fumble, if he doesn't do that, I think this game stays closer and the Giants have a chance to win it. So the score is very, very deceptive because of that fourth quarter 21-point just savage action that was going on. The defense started to play a little bit better. We actually had a Sean Lee sighting. I didn't even think that he would stay with the way that everything was going on with the team. But, what I'm saying, he's still there. He's still getting some rotations in. So maybe they're working with him. Witten made a couple plays. He actually looked like he could move. But on the key play that he made, I believe Randall Cobb had an illegal block. So that was one of his big breakout plays. I haven't seen Jason Witten move like that for the last, maybe 7-8 years ago. So with the way the team is built right now, you're looking at Amari Cooper, Gallup, Cobb. That's the main dudes. You got the tight end that scores only on the Giants. The dude has what does he have, 6 touchdowns? The tight end that scored early. He has 6 touchdowns and 5 are against the New York Giants. So it's kind of weird the way that everything is kind of starting to mash out as we go closer to the second half. We're jumping into the second half of the season, Week 9. I don't know if I'm going to say that they have a chance to really get over that hump and take it to somebody in the playoffs. I really just don't see the Dallas Cowboys. They probably could win one game in the playoffs if they make it. But you got to remember, the Eagles are still balling. So the Eagles just beat the Bears, who are the Bears are extremely disappointing right now. Their defense is like, I don't know what they're doing. And that's what, like I said in my previous podcast, the Bears defense was supposed to be something that sets them apart. And Trubisky was just supposed to be that game manager, like a Trent Dilfer with the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, but he's not even that. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we could kind of we could get them out. Like, the Bears are done. Even if they make a strong push late, I think that they still will not make the playoffs right now. So let's just leave that out of there. The Giants obviously are not going to make the playoffs. So between the Eagles and the Cowboys, we got to see which one of them gives us that consistent play that can actually come out of the NFC East. But ultimately, I don't think that anyone from the NFC East will be representing. They're not going to be representing the NFC in the final game of the Super Bowl. I just don't see that happening. Maybe you guys do, but it definitely has to come out of the South with the Saints, or it's just going to come straight out of the West. The Seahawks and the Niners, those two teams right there, that's going to be the biggest issue. And what we just saw with the AFC, obviously most of you guys are exaggerating a little bit. You're saying Tom Brady's washed. I don't think Tom Brady's washed, but this is the interesting thing though. The Ravens are savages, because if the Ravens, for whatever reason, let's just say that Lamar Jackson figured it out. Let's just say, for instance, like, he could throw the ball now and run it. I think we were able to see that even with the highest tier of defense, with Bill Belichick, that he can do whatever he wants. So that should scare people, just so that we're on the same page with it. And if you look at both of these teams, the way they played the Giants and the Cowboys last night, regardless of what the situation is, the Giants are a bad team. So they were supposed to get dominated from the beginning to the end. They stayed in the game and fought, and then it just broke loose because of a couple of rookie mistakes by a rookie in Danny Dimes. Let's just go ahead now and fast forward to the end. Let's go to the playoffs. If you look at the playoff teams right now, the Saints, you got the Saints, you got the Packers, you got right now, they're battling. The Cowboys is battling with the Eagles, whatever. You got the Niners. Let's just call those guys out right now. Who do you see the Cowboys beating out of the teams that I just named? Maybe the Eagles? Okay, and then it's going to have to be a situation like, is it possible that both of these teams are going to make it out of the NFC East? The Cowboys and the Eagles? I don't know. I don't think that two are going to be out of there. Like, the division winner, and then we got to see how the wild card works. It could be possible. But the Dallas Cowboys right now, with the way that they're playing and the amount of times that Dak Prescott overthrew Amari Cooper in that one game, he has to work on his accuracy. He has a lot of things he has to work on. The touchdown that he hit Amari Cooper with late, it was wide open. It's like more of a dot instead of, it looks like he has issues with his lob passes, like throwing that ball deep and getting it down there. But that's what the game is. And Amari Cooper runs routes so crazy. We saw it several times. Dudes are dropping on the ground. If you can't hit a wide open receiver, that's what my issue is with Dak Prescott. Like, you could do whatever you want when you're getting blown out 31-3 and then try to come back and get garbage yards and all that stuff. But you have to be able to outright win the game. And that's what he's not doing. That's what my issue is. He has to come out and just make those plays. So as far as it goes right now, Cowboy fans are happy. You guys are thinking that, oh yeah, it's on, we're this, we're that. Like I said, in the next coming weeks, if they're able to take care of business and maybe Dak Prescott starts to evolve a little bit, we may be able to see something. But there is a reason why Jerry Jones is not willing to jump and pay this man. As much as everybody, I would love for him to get paid. Everybody, just get your money. He works hard with it. But I don't know if he's going to be that guy to be able to get them over the hump. I really just don't. Because when it comes down to it, if I'm Jerry Jones, I would wait to see how the season plays out. I wouldn't extend him right now. I would just wait to see, all right, what is this guy doing? Does he make the right plays? What's happening with this? Because it just seems to be a recurring theme that he's not accurate enough. But if you listen to Skip Bayless, he'll tell you what his QBR is. But if you watch the game and just see the throws that he misses, it doesn't make any sense that, you would go ahead and jump and just pay this guy. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's the biggest concern that I have. And like I said, when you look at the Giants, pretty much the only standout you have right now is Saquon Barkley. That young man is unbelievable. And as soon as they figure out offensively what's going on, get themselves like a real number one receiver, and they're able to have different things going on, Danny Dimes gets some confidence, the Giants can be dangerous in years to come with the way that they're going right now. But, I just, at this point with the Cowboys, man, I just got to be honest with you Cowboy fans. It just doesn't look good as far as your playoff hopes. As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You guys can follow me for live gameplay on Twitch at GmiasWorld. Definitely check out Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, where you can download the podcast for free. I'm going to see you guys and girls for Thursday Night Football. Until next time, one love.